So away from the main town, I've been walking most days to a stunning little beach, which I'll show you in just a moment. Short walk, it is absolutely amazing. And on the way, of course, as you can see here, I passed some real fig trees with figs on, not very big yet, and also even more impressive, this lovely little church. Unfortunately I can't go in it because I'd really like to, but it's very Greek. So as I stop on the way, you'll see the views are completely stunning. This is a view of Paxos, Lakka harbour. As you can see, the colour of the water is amazing. And here's the first little bay where I normally stop for a swim. So as you can see, I'm going along a really dry, quite dusty old path here, but it is so unspoilt around here, and we're going to move on to the next little bay, which is where I've been nearly every day I've been here. It's just beautiful. Let's speed on. So there you go, behind me, bay number 2, and I'm going to go up to a little taverna in just a moment, but Greece wouldn't be Greece without the sound of a cicada, which you can hear, I'm sure, in the background. So I'm going to go up and get a cold beer, I think. Well, I'm back from the taverna and the beach now, on the way back to the port where I'm staying, Lakka. And I don't know what this old place was. Looks like sort of terracing. Used to be, you know, agriculture. Maybe the trees have got too big. I don't know, but I can tell you that the smell of that oregano and the smell of the barbecues being lit in the town just a few hundred meters away is pretty stunning. So the place definitely comes alive at night. Here I am outside my front door, and just above my front door is a little nest of swifts, very common birds in Greece. You can see them here. And down at the bottom of my street there's a little bakery, and just round the corner a little fruit and vegetable shop where I've been buying things, actually, believe it or not, and making a few nice little meals in the flat, but all very nice. So now let's have a look down on the waterfront, which looks amazing at night.
Oh, I moved it.
And here's the bit of the harbour that I definitely like best. Away from all the touristy bits, here's the proper old fishing boats fishermen use, believe it or not. Now it's now nearly 7 o'clock at night. It's still really hot, and The town really closes down between about 2 and 6. It's just too hot to do anything. People go inside, have a siesta. But now, just coming up to 7 o'clock, I can smell the barbecues being lit and the taverna's about to open. Excuse my sweaty brow, but it is all coming alive, even if I'm not. But in some ways, it's the little back streets that I like the best, where, you know, the real Greek people live with their little motorbikes and washing out and stuff like that. And that's kind of the area I've been living in, and it's nice. So let's have a little explore. You see these little swifts on wires and cables all around the town, and they make that distinctive little trilling noise. I can't believe it's letting me get this close. Lakka is just beautiful, with lots of little quaint streets and little shops. I'll show you in a minute. And it's a tiny little town. I think only about 200 people live here, but it is magic. So this tiny little square is where most of the locals come at night, and I just love it. And it's my favourite little cafe. It is tiny, but really nice, and Greek coffee on the way. So I'm in another of my favourite little packed streets, but now I'm going to go to a wonderful little taverna called Alexandros. It's run by a family. It's a tiny little out-of-the-way place. It's not very touristy, and I've been there every night, and I just love it. Bring on the grub. This is just so my favourite restaurant. I absolutely love it.